Hi everybody, my name is Shannon. Welcome to my channel, Another Yarn. Thank you so much for joining me today. I greatly appreciate it. Look at this. I was trying new things with my hair. I know it's a yarn channel, but I was trying new things with my hair and I don't know where the messy bun thing, but I tried it and I think I did pretty good. It doesn't look too well. Anyway, I was having fun. Look, I got some sparkly things. I'm like such a child. My husband's like, where'd you get these? They're sparkly. Look, they're, I know we should talk about yarn, but check that out. They got little sparkles and stuff and they're already built into the rubber band. They didn't have these things when I was little. Anyway, so I got that. So I had my hair up in a big old messy bun today, and I think I did pretty good. And the longer it lasted, the more stuff came down. And it's like, oh, yeah, I got the whole messy bun thing going on. Anyway, want to talk about yarn? Want to talk about projects? Want to see? I know there are so many people who have done the Joji Locatelli One Love Mystery Yarn shawl, or mystery knit along, right? The shawl, the one full skein of yarn. And where's my little tag? My little tag right there. Oh, there it is. Here's my tag. There we go. See, oh, look at that. Look, I got that bun huge. Check that out. Following different things. I mean, look how big that is. I have a lot of hair. So anyway, let's talk about yarn. I'm using this yarn. This is the Tempting You yarn I got when I was in Maryland at a yarn store called Clover Hill Yarns, and the owner is the hand dyer of this. This color is Aztec Gold. This is You So Happy Sparkle. We know I love my sparkles. 480 yards. It's 125 grams. So if you followed along with the Joji Locatelli One Love Mystery Yarn project, she said 400 yards, but if you had 420, there's an opportunity to use it. And then I was thinking, well, maybe actually, I didn't think about it at all. I didn't. I mean, it sounds really good after the fact. I didn't realize it was 125 grams when I grabbed it. I just wanted something that was already wound. So I'm not going to make up stories, okay? So it was pre-wound. Well, I'd wound it before, but I mean, it was already wound in here. I don't know where my yarn Swift is currently. It's in a box. I do know that. It is. I have two of them. Did you know that? I wonder where that second one is. I don't know, but I know I have two because tangent, when Joann Fabrics went out of business, I bought one of them. They had everything like 40% off, and I got a Swift. I didn't need another Swift, but it was 40% off. It was brand new in the box. I forget how much I paid for it. It had to have been low enough that I thought it was still acceptable to get a second one that I didn't need, and it's brand new in the box. So I have two of them, so I don't know which one I'm going to find first. You know what I'm getting at? Anyway, I didn't have my Swift already around and set up. I had the ball winder, so I wanted to use a yarn I already had wound, and the Aztec Gold, where did my little ball go, is the color that I had. Oh, wait, see here, see there. Oh my gosh. And we know I love these types of colors. Look how sparkly that is. Look at that. Oh, great job. And this particular shawl was very, very easy, and all the clues I have been 100% on task. I'm so surprised. Clue 3, I'd finished on time. Oh, I'll just go ahead and show you. You're like, but you're not done. Yeah, I know. I know. But I'm close. All right. So in my defense, as an excuse, you know, because I don't really need an excuse, I have 17 grams left currently, which means I have used over 100 grams. And if that's all I had was a 100 gram skein of sock yarn, fingering weight yarn, beautiful skein of yarn, anywhere from 400 to 420 yards, I would have been done. I would have ran out of yarn and been done and everything. But since I do have the extra yardage, and there are different things that you can do to make your shawl, making it a little bit bigger in pattern. I'm making mine bigger. I believe I added one extra row right here of just garter stitch. This is very much in the Fibonacci series. Did I say that right? I think you know what I'm saying. So we started up here and we did a garter tab, and it's really funny when you look at the pictures. It is so pointy right here, and that looks like it's the top. And then I love the way that some people have just blocked the dickens out of it, and it's no longer pointy, and other people decided not to do that, and they left that point in there, and you have this big hump, and it's just choice. I believe, don't know because it hasn't met water yet. I believe I am going to try to get mine as straight on the top neckline as I possibly can, where it doesn't have that big hump like that. That's just my preference. But if you look at all the pictures, because there's over 3,000 project pages for this particular pattern, you can see all kinds of things. So we started with our beautiful field of garter, and then we did like 2 rows of like feather and fan, old shale, ripple effect, right? So that's that undulating like this lace. And then we did a bunch more garter stitch, and then we did 4 of the feather and fan, and then a bunch more garter stitch, and then we did 8 of the feather and fan, and then a bunch more garter stitch, and then you would be out of yarn. Yeah, you'd be out of yarn. If you had a little bit extra, you could make an extra couple rows of garter stitch. You could bind off with a nice stretchy bind off. She gives 2 bind offs. One's a beautiful picot edging, and the other one is just a nice stretchy bind off. But I have continued on, and I am doing more. See, I'm doing more bonus rounds, and I'm going to use as much of my yarn as I can. I thought I could get, my goal was to get it done. My goal was to have it finished to where I could show it, not as this, because that's all scrunched up and looks weird. But it looks like everybody else is all scrunched up and look weird. So, I think I did good. I'm really happy with it. And I mean, if you don't want to, we know I like to drape things in my head. Like, look at that. Look at that color. Oh my goodness. Oh, with that big, huge bun. But that color right there, oh, that's going to be fantastic. Loving that. Absolutely. So I was looking through, okay, I'm tangled. I was looking through some of the people that had theirs finished. And I think I know the answer. I want to do the picot bind off. I do. I like the way that looks. To me, it's just really fancy. So look at this. Look at this. Gorgeous as somebody else made. Like, that is theirs, and you can see it looks just like mine. It is really weird and wonky looking. That's what it looks like on the needles. And this wonderful individual finished theirs, and look at that. Look how stunning that is. And they did the picot edging, and you can see at the very top, even with that weird hump that was going on, it's not really weird, but even with that, they were able to block that out into this gorgeous crescent shawl with these stunning scallops on there, and you've got that natural undulating and everything with the lace. Oh my gosh, gorgeous. I don't know. I have a lot of things that I'm supposed to be working on, and then I just keep starting more. And I was looking at this, and I'm like, oh, we know I have enough yarn. Doing like a solid, and I really like the idea of doing the solid with all the garter stitch and the lace section, maybe doing that with something that is a subtle variegated or along that line. And I'm liking the idea, and I don't know why, but I'm really liking the idea of like the beige kind, doing some beige taupe, the sand, okay, do some sand, and then having that with the lace being the waves, the lace being the blue, green, turquoise, something like that. But just that nice going along this line with that sand color. And you know what? It could be, that's not the sand color, but can you see the different colors that are in there and how beautiful that is? So it's not a solid, but it just plays really well. So doing something like that with a beige taupe range with the garter portion, and then the lace. I love that idea. I'm probably going to talk myself into it, but we know I have enough other stuff going on. And this is another person's, I don't know the people's names on this, but look at this. Look at that, how she's wearing that. Isn't that pretty? And I noticed the ones that I was pulling and just really gravitating towards have the gorgeous picot edging. And this person went ahead, and I don't think that they ended up, it looks like they're in the garter stitch. They didn't do extra of the lace, probably because they didn't have the extra yarn like I do, because I had a big skinny yarn. But it's nice that there are options. And let's see on this. Oh my gosh, this to me, this one finished off after doing the garter stitch. And I don't know if she did extra rows of garter or not, but she did do the picot or the bind off. Look at this. Look at that, gorgeous. And I think mine's going to end up with the lace at the end and then that picot bind off, but it's with the solid color and the sparkle. I think it's going to be more ethereal and airy and everything along the lines of what this one is, which is that subtle solid color. Like, oh, that and that, just the light blue on that. My goodness, they chose well. And then of course I had to show this one because it's, you know, the similar with the mustardy colors that we know I like. And she finished off with lace and then did a few rows of garter down here. It could be because she was done and it was big enough. It could be because she ran out of yarn and said, I'm done, right? Either way, you have options to do this. This is it's been such a relaxing knit. It has been so soothing and I'm really happy with this. And then I realized I was pushing to get this finished. I'm going to call it done. It's not done. I'm going to call it done as far as goal-wise. I have gone through that full 100 grams. And the 4th week was the one that had the most on the yardage that you needed to be worked out. But I have gone through that. I need to finish it. I'd like to finish that. I was pushing really hard and I'm like, wait a minute. This has been such a relaxing, joyful knit. Don't ruin it. That's my telling myself that. Don't ruin it. Don't push. Don't, you know, because not only did I want to get it finished, I kind of wanted to get it blocked in, well, I don't know where my blocking stuff is. I'm going to just tell you that right now. I'm like, I don't. And I don't really have a desire to unpack my stuff at the moment. So, you know, maybe I'm being naughty, but I'm enjoying my yarn. And you know what? In my world, that's good. Yep, that's good. You know, I'm the adult in the household. Okay, so my husband's older than I am, so he's the adult, I'm the child. Either way, we get it. And I can do things that I want to do, right? I'm a good girl. I get up and I go to work when I'm supposed to. You know, I do those types of things. And yeah, I brush my teeth, brush my hair. And, you know, I do the important things in life. But there's a lot of other things that I get to decide. And I've decided I'm just going to unpack when I feel like it. So, you know, I know you didn't need that speech, but that speech was for me. All right, so this, I think, is another one that is absolutely stunning. What color did she use? Yarn Basic Socks Bolognese is the color. Look at that. And she did, again, with that, I love the stunning picot on the edge. And finished theirs off, and that's where I'm at. Actually, I'm farther than that because I've made my garter stitch just a little bit longer on the last rows. And then I've already done 6 rows of more additional lace. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked. I'm really, really stoked with this. It's really exciting to me. And here's another, and I love this because I've been talking about this. This pattern just says you need to use blue. You don't need to use blue, but something about just that wave motion just keeps telling me you need to use blue. Well, she got the memo. I did not get the memo, but she got the memo and she used blue. And isn't that gorgeous? That is stunning. And then you can see on the ends with hers, she did end up with the garter stitch at the very edge, and she just did the stretchy bind off on this one. So this one is not with the garters, with the picot edge. She was able to block it. Look at that. So that's blocked really nice and straight. You don't have that weird hump. I know I keep calling it weird hump. It's not. It's just the way that you're knitting it. You block it out. Not a big deal. And you can see, like you can see with mine too, hers doesn't look as pronounced as what mine did, but yeah, you can see that little bump, so to speak. And she was able to block that out. And that's what I really liked with going through all of these and looking at them. I'm like, hey, does that block out? Can we work with that? And I don't know, but they've done it. And if they did it, then I guess I could do it, right? I mean, that's the way I look at it. There's a lot of them that were able to. She's got a bumblebee stitch marker too. Another lover of, and look at that. So this person did her, I love that idea, did that with the fuzzy mohair runner string along with fingering weight. That has got to be luxury feeling. What yarns did she use? That has got to be amazing. Lichen and lace, marsh mohair, and amber. Oh, Oh, and I know where that's at too. I've got all of that. Just a moment, I'm gonna grab it. All right, so I had to grab this. This is the yarn that was sent to me, Your Magic Yarn. This is an Etsy shop. I'm gonna have to remember to put it down below. And I didn't pay for this. I paid for all the other stuff that I got from her. But this one, she's like, hey, I got some new yarns. Want to see it? I'm like, yes. And look at this. Okay, so multiple colors. But I've got some solid in here. What got me on that was the mohair. When we're talking about the mohair. All right, so here's my solid ones. Look at that. Oh my gosh. You know, everything doesn't have to be your typical traditional colors. This right here with that, I mean, we know I love the color. Look at this. Look, we know, look, it goes right there. See, it matches here and it matches over here and this one. And yeah, I mean, we know I like the color, but yeah, she did that with the mohair. She took a mohair and I've really been drawn to mohairs lately. I don't use a lot of them, which is crazy, but I have been so drawn to them. I mean, I've been buying them on my own. That was sent to me. Oh, for those that didn't see that video, I do have a video where I opened this. This is Your Magic Yarn. She is an Etsy shop, and this is coming from Ukraine, and this is hand-dyed. This particular one is 60% alpaca, 25% merino, 15% nylon. It's 50 grams, 225 meters, and it is amazing. She doesn't have color names on these, but when you order them, you know, you see it on Etsy and you're like, I want that one, and that's the one you get. But look at that. You get that big hot pink, the same specs on this one, and same specs on, I mean, look at that. Gorgeous. But that just reminded me because that is actually unpacked. I did unpack that one, you know, as I get to the different boxes. But that right there is just gorgeous with the two running together. And she's not the only one that did the two running together. I know I've seen other ones along that line. And then you can see on that one, I think I already said that, she did the picot edge and ended off with some garter stitch. I was trying to find one of the other ones that I saw earlier where the person ended off with the lace and did the picot edge like what I want to do. And I just thought that was stunning. I'm like, yep, that's the one. Look at this. Look. This cracks. Dusty Rose is gorgeous. Look at that. That is what it looks like currently. I mean, it just, lace looks so weird until you block it. I mean, that looks just like mine. Different color, but it looks just like mine. You have this weird anemone looking thing, right? You know, just there's nothing glorious about this. I mean, there just isn't. You know, you're like, wow, look what I spent the entire, oh my gosh, has it been a month? If this is the fourth clue and there's one clue a week, when did we start this? When did I start this? Oh my goodness, I don't know. But you know, I've been working on this and it's been all my progress for all of this time. And did it really start the 1st of November? I have a chance to get it done by the end of the month. It could happen. It could. I mean, yeah, I'm just down to the last 17 grams is a lot, by the way. 17 grams is a decent amount. Yeah, I did. I started this on the 1st of November with everyone else. Crazy. It's been how are we almost done with November? Weird. Oh my gosh, that is just crazy and weird. I just, no, nope. All right, so I was trying to find that other one. Of course I can't. Oh, look at this. This is the type of thing, because this is what mine looks like right now. If I take it off, check that out. That's what we mean by that centerpiece just being so absolutely bumped up. And you saw how many people were able to just block their stuff. Just, oh, if you're not familiar with blocking, so what I'm going to end up doing with that is I will take that and I'll read on the back of my stuff, and it probably tells me, yeah, I probably need to, you know, hand wash, cold water, lay flat to dry. So I'll put it in the sink and I'll leave it in a tub of water in the sink. And if I've got some of the wool wash or something like that, do I know where it's at? Maybe. Probably not. But if I have some of that, I'd put like a cap or something, or a cap or two of that into the sink of water and just press it down, submerge it, and leave it alone for 10-15 minutes. Let that water really soak into the fibers. Don't go like this a whole bunch, because depending on your yarn, you could start to felt it. You know, don't agitate it a whole bunch. More so, especially if you're using warmer water or hot water. Probably not a good idea. But doing that, let it sit and just let that water just really saturate and soak into those fibers. And then you gently, you know, let the water out of the sink and you gently pick that up. And the reason I say that is some yarns are more fragile. This one's not, but some are more fragile, like some of the more gossamer and things. So you're not wanting to squish it a whole bunch and everything, and then wrap it in a towel. Now that's when I'll step on that. I'm not kidding. I'll wrap it up and everything really nice, and then step on that to kind of blotting out some of the extra water. And then once I've got that done, then I can get my blocking wires out. As you saw, some different people had different types of blocking techniques, and doing that, and then get that to lay flat and pin out all the picot edges that aren't there currently, and make that edge at the very top very straight. Blocking wires help out immensely. Now, if you don't have those, one of the other things is a nylon type of a cord. And the only reason that is because that'll fit in nicely. And then what you could do with that is, right, you see these little edges right here, you got that yarn over, you could actually, on each one of those, run that in through and everything, hold that taut up top and then stretch it down from there, and pinning that actual cord to where it stays straight. And that would be, in essence, your blocking wire to stay straight. But you saw there were a lot of different things. They've got the combs that look like that, blocking combs that some of the people were using to work on keeping that edge straight. So different things along that line, and pinning it out. Kids have the little hopscotch boards that you can get in the toy section. You can get blocking boards. They're kind of the same thing. I got mine at Home Depot. No, I didn't. I got it at Hobby Lobby, the other Home Depot, right? I got it at Hobby Lobby, and it was supposed to be just a makeshift floor type thing, reversible, whatever. But I knew what it was for, and I got those so I could block my stuff on it, kind of like a styrofoam-ish thing. But you've seen that in some of the other people, what they're using to block their things. Yeah, one of those, like just a huge board. Well, that one's big. That's multiple pieces put together. But yeah, something along that line, and then pinning it out, and then leave it alone. Just leave it alone. If you have a cat, they're going to lay on it. I've noticed that all the people that have cats, their cats come lay on their stuff, because why wouldn't they? I mean, that's what cats do. Cats are like that. It's like, what? This is yours? Not anymore. It's mine now. So it's what they do. So those are the fun things. That's what I'm going to end up doing. Here we go. Here's one. This person finished off with some lace. See? With lace and then the picot edging. So that's what mine's going to look like. And I'm not sure if I'm going to make mine wider on the lace, and it really depends on how much yarn I have left. Like I said, I have 17 grams left, so she's got like 4 rows of lace. I think I've got 3, so yeah, I'm gonna make mine longer than what hers is. I did see on somebody's, and I can't find it right now. I was going to show that one because they did think they did a great job, and a fantastic job of their notes, and a fantastic job on their particular piece, color choice, and blocking. But they did comment that the picot edge that for them took about 6 grams. Do I know that for a fact? No, not at all. But I'm going to take that to heart. So I'm going to go, I've got my scale. And right now, every 2 rows, I am weighing it, and it's taking right now a gram-ish per row. So I'm going to take that into account. I'm going to go ahead and get it into where I have maybe about 7 grams left, somewhere around there. I don't mind having a little bit left over. I prefer that as opposed to getting all but this much left and not have enough to finish off the picot bind off, because that will take a lot more yarn. And I would much rather not pull out the picot bind off. If you've done that type of a bind off before, any type of a bind off, really any type of a bind off, or like an I-cord bind off, and then you run out of yarn like that far from the edge. You're not happy. It's good. It will end up in the corner for a while, just in a little naughty timeout thing. So we're going to save that little issue, and I'm going to make sure I have at least 7 grams, just to make sure, just to make sure that we're doing good, right? let's see. Let's see. And we've got some that said, some of the other stuff too that you can look through is when you're looking, if you're not familiar with Ravelry as much, let me show you. Where'd it go? I pushed the button. So I'm sorting right now, and we can see this up here at the top, right here, and it says most helpful. There we go. You can sort by all sorts of things, most helpful. So you can sort by that, and you can see what other people, since there's 79 pages of this particular people who've made pages on Ravelry currently, and you can sort by that most helpful. Like this first one right here, she's got 11 pictures in it. Let me go ahead and open up hers. And she has 73 people that said this is the most helpful. So if you're having any problems or any issues, and it's not just with this pattern, any of the patterns that you look at on Ravelry, you can always check out most helpful. And that's where other people have given their input on the design, on the color, on maybe the yardage that they used, any things that they did that will help them to recreate it, because, you know, 2-3 years later, when they decide they want to make another one, they don't remember, they go back to their notes, and their notes are there, and they can also help you when you're deciding to do something. So yeah, she says that she actually goes through all of her stuff by yardage, and oh, that's nice. Yep. She said after clue 2, she had 73 grams left. So that was nice. And she did, after her clue 3, she had 50 grams left. So she'd used half her yarn after clue 3. And there you go. So she went through all of that detail. She's got a lot of detail on there. And she's got some pretty nice pictures too of what she's doing with her stuff. And that color choice is stunning. This, right there, except for the little bit of magenta spots in it, that right there looks to me like that sand that I was talking about, that just that natural color, putting that with maybe a blue or what have you. That to me, I don't know why it's been calling to me. I need to stop looking because I don't need to start another shawl. I don't need to start another one. But those are some other helpful tips. Those are some tips. Those are some clues for not only this shawl, this beautiful piece, but others. How are you doing with yours? I know some of you commented that you're done with yours. You've already worn yours. And if I hadn't gone for the bonus skein, I would have been. And I didn't pick that one specifically because I had extra yardage. But I'm kind of glad that I do have that. And I'm really pleased with making it a little bit bigger because it has been such an enjoyable knit. It has been very relaxing. I mean, even like the one lady had commented, she had 50 grams, so she still had another 50 grams. I did not weigh mine after the 3rd clue. I just got my scale out. But if mine was around that ish also, 50, 55 grams, and I'm down to 17, I've done a lot this week. Oh my gosh. I can say using these, I think mine's on size 6 needles. On size 6 needles, I don't know, I have to look at my pattern. I think she said size 7s, and I thought, that's crazy talk. That's way too big. And of course I didn't swatch or anything. I mean, that's crazy talk. But I think I ended up just using 6s because, oh no, I didn't use 7s. My thing says I use 7s. Okay. Size 7s. Fingering weight yarn. I'm just telling you, you can fly. You can fly. It's a whole lot different than working size 1s on the fingering weight yarn. Oh my gosh. Or like the lace yarn that we showed yesterday with the size 1.5, the 2.5 millimeters. Oh my gosh. So 2.5 millimeters and the size 7, what millimeter? It's 4.5 millimeters. Huge difference between the yarns. Huge difference with the counts. This is big and relaxing and just fulfilling. And, there you have it. If you're looking for something along that line, a filler piece, this has been a great filler piece. It's been a great comfort piece, especially with all the move and the chaos. Ugh. But we've already determined I'm not unpacking. Maybe next month. Maybe. I don't know. I'll get around to it. My husband will make me unpack a box once he hears me say that. I'm just hoping that instead of him hearing that, he's feeding the dogs right now because he watches all my videos, but he doesn't actually sit in front of them. They're just on, and he does other things. So as long as he didn't hear that, he won't catch me. But if he heard it, I'll have to tell you, because, yeah, he'll make me unpack a box. But anyway, yeah. I'm not the only one like that, I'm pretty sure. He'll catch me on it. He's like, oh, really? He'll do that. He'll come over and go, you are naughty. he'll guilt me to make me unpack one box. I haven't, and I don't feel bad. Anyway, with that, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. You guys have a great day, night, evening, whatever it happens to be. And I will talk to you all later. Bye-bye.